Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got that Devil card. This is your driving force, right? This is your will to create. This is your ambition. This is your endurance, your stamina. This is really that energy that is ready to climb a mountain. Doesn't even really care what mountain it is, just wants to climb, right? This is very intense. And I think we all have this in us, okay? But for you right now, Leo, I think this is very much something that you have to take control over. Right? If we don't, if we're not consciously aware of this driving force in us, this hunger, right? It can manifest in ways that are not so pleasant. All right? But this is front and center for you. This is something that we have to take charge and we have to take control over, and we have to perhaps direct it toward the right thing. So let's see what you're doing with that. All right? Let's see what mountain you're climbing right now with a few more cards. Ooh, we got more major arcana. We've got the Eon card. This is a level up. Okay, this is really, I think, making a decision to go into this kind of unknown future. This very bold, very decisive move. Right, going through this doorway of this Eon card. Let's keep going. We've got a Four of Swords. We've got a Hierophant back here. We've got the Universe. We've got a Six of Swords. That's very good. From a 4 to a 6, I think, is progress, right? But let's see what else we have. We've got a Queen of Wands. We've got another Taurus card. We have the Hierophant, which is Taurus. We have the Prince of Pentacles, which is Taurus. We have the Ace of Wands. Now, we don't have any water. Maybe we'll get some water energy? No. We get more Swords cards. There's something that is preventing you from really enjoying the process right now. There's something that's kind of, it's almost like something's distracting you from moving forward. Now, it could be that we're kind of lacking a plan moving forward, but I'm kind of wondering about all this Taurus energy. If there's maybe another person in your life that is almost interfering, almost sabotaging you in a way, right? And I just kind of feel as if there's some unresolved issue with somebody, okay? And well, they could be a Taurus person. They could be, I'm feeling that it's somebody close to you in age, right? So a friend, could be a family member, a cousin, could be a sibling, but generally the same age as you, right? I'm not feeling like there's generations apart. It's somebody who's a contemporary of you. Could be a coworker, right? But with this intense devil energy and, well, really a lot of major arcana clustered right here. This is something that you are perhaps you're struggling to make your own way, right? Perhaps we are on the threshold of a really big decision that's going to take us away from the kind of expected course, or that's going to take us away from the mainstream, that's going to take us away from the group. Okay, because with the Hierophant, it kind of is an established order. This is kind of an institution, right? And of course, the Devil card is going its own way. This is kind of a solo enterprise that you're involved with, and this is the doorway into that. Okay, and this is the really big decision, and I think it's, for whatever reason, it's difficult for you to really finalize this decision. And we've got the air energy here that, in all actuality, we want to keep it at the 6, but we're here over in the 4, we're up here in the 8. So it's kind of, we're almost between a rock and a hard place here with these two. Okay, we want to have this we want it to be easy. The Six of Swords, we want it to be a simple conversation. Maybe this is telling our boss we quit, right? Something like that. This is, a very very calm, a very easy conversation. A lot of harmony. Everybody is very nice about it. Everybody gets along. Everybody is listening and paying attention. Everybody understands. This is the most ideal conversation you could ask for. Okay? And this is how we want it to go. But we're thinking it's either going to be a 4 or it's going to be an 8. Right? We're going to try very hard to make it a 6. And I think there is a conversation that you need to have with whoever this person is. And it really feels like a work thing to me. Maybe you're retired. Maybe it's not work. Maybe it's some sort of enterprise or endeavor that you're involved with. Okay? Doesn't have to be, work technically. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're just going to set it down over here. We're going to put Mr. Ed, the tiny horse, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but, it will tie everything together and give us our confirmation. If you have a prediction for that card, put your answer down in the comments. All right. Let's take a look around. We know we've got all this major arcana energy here. We've got fire. We don't have any water energy. We've got air, and then we've got a little bit of earth. The earth in the position of the environment, I think, you're ready to kind of start building whatever this future is. You're ready to start building this kind of new thing. And whatever it is that you're branching out or you're breaking away from the establishment, right? And you're ready to start doing that work, but there's just there's this wall of air energy that's preventing you from really getting the fire and the earth and the fire going, So this is kind of that, this is the red tape, this is the bureaucracy, this is the conversation we need to have, this is the paperwork that has to be filled out, or, the applications that we're waiting for approval, whatever it is. This is that kind of, this is all that administrative stuff that's in the way of your devil energy, right? Of you climbing this mountain. It's like you want to climb the mountain, but first you have to get the approval, and you got to get the permits, and you got to do all the scheduling and all this stuff. And it's just, I just want to climb, right? So we don't have any water energy either, which is telling me that it's not really, right now you're not enjoying yourself so much right now. But now's not the time for really kind of basking in the accomplishment. Now is the time to really get something started, right? But in order to do that, we've got this Eon card. We've got to go through this doorway. We've got to make this decision to be done with the past. Whatever that past is, I think it's represented by this Hierophant energy. I think there is a particular person that is, it's either we're kind of avoiding this conversation with them, or we've kind of hinted at something and we've started the conversation and we just find that they're kind of getting in the way a little bit. They're not making it so easy for us. Whatever the case is, we've got to go through this doorway. And this is a doorway that says once we walk through, there's no turning back. We've got to go through in a very definitive way and shut the door behind us. Okay? And this is really a level up. This is where you are you're giving birth to your very best self. And your kind of your highest future, your best future, right? So this is where we want to go, and I think the sky's the limit. When we look up here at this universe card, we see that this is really the way for you to expand, to branch out, to really live up to your potential, right? With this one, the Hierophant energy is rather fixed. This is kind of saying you've already reached the limit here. There's nowhere else you can go here. This is holding you back in a way. Because this is kind of telling you, look, this is your place, this is where you belong, and you shouldn't aspire to anything higher. But you have your eyes set on the stars, right? On the infinite universe. It's like there's no limit to what you can, if this is kind of sticking around on the earth, this is really blasting off to outer space, right? And you have these kinds of ambitions, and we see that with that devil energy. And you're ready to make this, whatever this transition is, whatever this threshold energy is, whatever the kind of final things that we have to put into place in order to get through this and start this work. I think it involves some sort of interpersonal thing, right? It's some sort of a relationship. I don't know if it's a friend, a family member, coworker, but it's somebody I think is about the same age as you. And I feel like they're just kind of getting in the way for whatever reason, right? And I guess it makes sense if they don't want you to leave, right? They don't want you to surpass them, or there's maybe there could be some jealousy things going on, right? I think whatever this Hierophant energy is, there was something weird about how you got this particular job, or how you came to be associated with this endeavor, this project, right? There was some sort of weird thing. I don't know if it's just kind of you happened upon it through a friend or a friend of a friend, or there was something kind of weird, or there's some sort of synchronicity about it, right? But it wasn't just your kind of standard thing. And now maybe this person that facilitated this project, now maybe they feel as if you're kind of abandoning them or something, right? I don't know if that's what's going on, maybe. But there is, with the Four of Swords down here, there's almost an expectation that this is going to have to be done kind of under the cover of night, right? That we're going to have to, that we're not going to have the conversation, that it's not going to be, there's going to be a bit of a stalemate here. We want it to go smoothly. We want it to flow. We really want the harmony. We want this person to really wish us well. We want them to not only stay out of our way, but to encourage us, to help us, to make things easier rather than make things more difficult for us. What we're expecting is to have to kind of circumvent them in some way, okay? So if this is something to do at work, or if this is, I don't know, friend, family member or something, it's almost as if we're not really going to tell them the whole story. We kind of feel as if we can't reveal everything to them. And it's one of those things where we're withholding information because we feel it's for the best, right? Because we feel if we tell them really what our plans are and what we're doing and what we want to do and what our goals are, they're going to do more interfering than actually facilitating, right? Because the Six of Swords, really, this is our plan too. This is our blueprint. And we want to go ahead and move into this plan that we have for our, extraordinary future, to fulfill our destiny, to live up to our potential, right? But we certainly don't want to reveal all of our plans to whoever this other person is, because we're worried that, that they're going to get in the way somehow, okay? But the Devil energy, let's talk about that for just a moment, because the Devil energy, this is an intense creativity. This is the ambition. This is the endurance, the stamina, right? This is that part of you that just wants to climb, that feels like there is no limit to what I can accomplish. I just want to go, right? But it's kind of like we're waiting at the starting gate with this air energy. We have to get past that in order to really let this loose. Now, the alternative is that we ignore this, but ignoring this, I think, is, it's going to come back to haunt you. It's going to really bite you in the butt when you're not expecting it. We can't repress our creative drive, this driving force in us, because it can manifest in other ways, right? As aggression, as pleasure seeking, as different things like this that might actually be going into a bit of a Queen of Wands energy, So there's part of you that really needs to be fulfilled, and this is the ambition for you to start climbing this mountain and doing this work, doing this project, doing whatever this is. This could be, I don't even know, it could be a new hobby, could be a new sport, could be a new art form, I don't know what it is, but you have these aspirations, you have this ambition towards something, and there's just this conflict with this person that seems to be slowing things down. I don't want to say it's really getting in the way, but it could. It kind of has the potential to get in the way, right? But the Queen of Wands over here, this is kind of someone who maybe is bordering a little bit on the aggressive side, okay? Especially if we find that someone is getting in our way. and not really listening to what we're saying and not accepting the fact that, hey, I've made a decision and I'm going to go pursue whatever these things are, whatever this new project or endeavor, or I don't know, it could be a new relationship, whatever it is. You've made a decision, and if this person who maybe is a coworker, maybe a friend, family member, maybe it's a significant other, if they're not respecting that decision, it's kind of like this is the card that is going to say it a little bit louder, right? So we have to be careful with this, because this is really, if there's no water anywhere else in the reading, there's a little bit in the Queen of Wands, because it's water of fire, right? This is really the water energy, the love, the sense of purpose, that heart that you have, right? The reason, the motivation for all of this, being expressed through the fire energy. It's kind of like we're getting a little bit frustrated at all of the delays. We're getting a little bit frustrated with having to wait. We're getting frustrated with what seems like unnecessary interference, right? Unnecessary interference here. Because what we're really after is just the opportunity just to kind of almost in a way to be left alone so that we can pursue this new thing and we can build this up. Okay. Now I know I said this is the Taurus energy, and this could represent the person that's kind of blocking your progress in some way. But this card also represents an aspect of yourself, and this card is the builder. Right? And this is the one that really just wants to climb the mountain, doesn't know what the end result's going to be, doesn't know how high we're going to get. We really don't have a guarantee of what we're going to accomplish, but I want to try. I want to do it. I want to give it my best effort. And so we've got this builder energy that's here, and this is kind of like we're chomping at the bit. We're ready to get going. But there's this air energy that's causing a little bit of a delay here. Okay? Now, I'm getting the impression that something was stolen from you recently, right? Or you lost something and you kind of have a suspicion that it was taken or stolen from you. I don't know I don't know if this is the same person, or if this is kind of a separate thing, or if this is maybe one example of just kind of these things being put in your way, almost as just kind of annoying obstacles that you have to kind of work through and push through and deal with, And I kind of feel that's what's going on with this Ace of Wands up here. This is in the position of the difficult thing. And really it's difficult. It seems like it's kind of, we're being blocked from just getting started with this, right? That we want to pursue whatever this project is, whatever this new path, this new life, this new sport, maybe it's a new art form, a new relationship, whatever it is. We want to get started, but the most difficult thing is really for us to just do it, right? And maybe this is the way, this is the key, this is the problem and the solution, right? Because we feel as if we have to kind of have this conversation and we have to explain things, or we have to talk about our decision and give somebody else the information, right? That we have to somehow express ourselves to this person. But the Ace of Wands is kind of saying, maybe the way forward is to just get up and start doing it, right? Just to get up and go in that direction and make that decision and walk through this doorway to your infinite future, right? Rather than getting any kind of permission or feeling as if you have to explain yourself to anybody. Does that make sense? Maybe we're looking at this a little bit incorrectly. Maybe it's not that we need to have this conversation with this person. I think we try. I think you do your best. But if they're not receptive to it, it's going to come down to you just choosing to do this. Okay? You have to be, of course, aware of how your decisions and how your actions are going to affect other people, right? But ultimately, this is your choice. And I think the Eon card here this is the doorway that's right in front of you. And it just says, the doorway is here for you. You have to turn the knob, open the door, and walk through. Now, whether you have to ask for permission or you have to explain to somebody else what you're doing, that's up to you. This doorway is here. And it's up to you to take advantage of this opportunity and start. Maybe this is an opportunity to take a trip. There's maybe a suggestion of travel involved here somewhere. And it's just, it almost feels like this is kind of that once in a lifetime opportunity, that this seems like it's a really big shift in your destiny, you know, and we're right there at the threshold. We're just about ready to do it. We want to do it, but there is the relationship with this other person that's slowing things down. Okay. And then when we get to the Eight of Swords, yeah, this might be some sabotage. This might be a lot of obstacles that are kind of in our way, but ultimately, this card comes down to self-sabotage. Right? This card comes down to us getting in our own way, and maybe it's betraying some other sort of reluctance here. Right? That maybe part of the reluctance is that, yeah, I'm going to have to leave what is familiar and comfortable and go through this doorway, and I'm going to have to do it alone. That this is something that is my destiny, right? And so maybe there's a little bit of hesitation here because it is such an individualized kind of process right now, you know? And maybe there's part of us that doesn't really want to leave the Hierophant, doesn't want to leave the familiar, comfortable place that we've been. And so maybe this air energy is us really wanting this other person to come with us, you know? But ultimately, this is something that you have to do on your own. Yeah. So the Eight of Swords is sometimes us creating problems where there really aren't any. Okay. That we're almost looking for a reason to not do it, and so we're kind of making things more complex. You know, making things a little bit more difficult than they really need to be at the time. Let's look at the mystery card. Yeah. Let's see what's going on here. I'm hoping for some water energy. I'm hoping for maybe some more earth energy. Something that shows that the ball is rolling, right? Maybe a 3 of something. 3 of something would be great. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's take a look. 3. It is a 3. It's a 3 of Swords. I wasn't expecting that. But I think it's appropriate. It's kind of, I think it's bittersweet because I think that you're going through this doorway, you're making this decision, you're taking this opportunity, and maybe it is a little bit sorrowful, right? It's bittersweet because you're leaving something else behind. Maybe this person, maybe this Hierophant energy, this maybe your old job or your old life or this old version of yourself, right? Maybe you're leaving that behind, and it's a little bit bittersweet. Okay, there's some mixed emotions there. And maybe that's why there's no water energy here, because we're not acknowledging that, you know, yeah, I feel something about this. I feel kind of sad about leaving all this stuff behind. And maybe we've been trying to not talk about that or not feel that, hoping it'll go away, right? But I think this card is about us, you know, talking about our feelings by being honest just with ourselves, ultimately, acknowledging how we feel. That, yeah, I'm going to miss this old life. I'm going to miss my old self, you know. As excited as I am about the future and I want to go forward, there's still part of me that's going to be sad about leaving this behind, you know. And I think that this card is really about us acknowledging how we feel in this moment while we're in the middle of this transition. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there is a link up top. There is also one down below in the video description. New readings for Leo every Tuesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost you anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.